This is a pandemic baby. They were born towards the end of Gen Alpha, but they halted production of alphas at the end of 2024. And January 1st, 2025 started a new model, Generation Beta. These things will be in production until 2039. So here are some of my predictions for Gen Beta. Some general predictions is that as the kids of millennials and Gen Zs, they will have more stupid names like Red 40 and Lord Farquaad and Elon and whatnot. They might follow millennials and rename themselves from Beta to Gen AI or something. Okay, this next part is super controversial, but trust me when I say that Gen Beta will be the funniest generation, but don't worry, they'll also be the most awkward. Physically, the microplastic consumption will cause either some mutation or, they'll probably just go numb to it. All the bad air will either cause strong lungs or their aloe vera or whatever that's called in their lungs to be damaged. They're gonna have a very sit down and work life. They're not gonna move around a lot, so they're probably gonna have short hamstrings permanently. They'll be less prone to motion sickness because they'll have VR on at all times. And this is gonna be the first generation that's actually not gonna be taller than their parents' generation because heights are gonna start to plateau. Mentally, they're gonna have low attention spans, but you can't really fix that. It's just permanent, I guess, at this point. They're not gonna be able to focus, which is gonna cause really, really bad things in society, like low grades and more red light drivers. Oh, and the worst of them is the lower average viewer duration. Can you imagine the damage? There's gonna be an increase in mental disorders, so everyone's gonna be on the spectrum, but that's nothing new. Culturally, everyone's gonna be more individualistic.
I want my own room.
My own car.
My own nuclear power plant to power my gaming PC.
I want my own antimony pill. I don't want to use the generational one, please.
And most won't get married, which means almost none will go on to have kids. Gonna be more prone to cringing because, every generation is more and more aware of cringe. Like, have you ever seen like a boomer cringe? No. Like, boomers be doing the cringiest things and don't think much of it, and now Gen Alpha and Beta are gonna be super hyper aware of this. Artistically, unfortunately, meme culture hit its peak already. We had image macros and then reaction memes and soft memes and hard memes and relatable memes. We had wine, and then Gen Alpha came, and then they had pandemic memes and dance memes and crypto memes and 21st century memes and brain rot and TikTok. They made their own language. So I really think that looking at the forecast, we are due for a meme recession. But Gen Beta will go on to be the most creative generation yet. They will not watch shows, the only clips that take up like a fourth of the screen, and the other fourth is a gameplay, and the other fourth is like an ad, and the other fourth is a reaction green screen kid. Their humor will be darker than alphas, but will not be darker than Gen Zs. Spiritually, this generation will have harder mental times, but easier physical times, which I think will lead to more people turning to religion and spirituality. And there's gonna be more people of more religions. Or, they'll just probably just complain. Ethically, this will be the most ethical generation yet. We got animal rights, climate change, LGBTQ rights, and this is just what Gen Z cared about. Imagine alphas and betas, because this generation will be even more connected, and parents nowadays are spending way much more time with their kids than their ancestors. Legally, yeah, there's gonna be some new like virtual reality laws, like I don't really know what exactly, but Bitcoin will be their housing market. You know that meme like, oh, I should have been investing but I was in the womb? Yeah, that's gonna be their Bitcoin moment. They won't like centralization like with money or with social media or multinational corporations or military industrial complexes. Technologically, just like our generation had cars and planes, AI will be the unavoidable part of their generation. Like, how some places don't even have like sidewalks to walk on and you have to take a car? It'll be like that where you can't opt out of AI in the future. And just like how Gen Zs and Alphas are kind of good with technology, Gen Beta will be good at tinkering with AI and snooping information like Rainbolt. They'll be really good at abusing free AI credits. They won't be as bad as iPad kids because boomer parents literally didn't know how to set screen time, but millennials do know how to do that. The metaverse will be like their Club Penguin. Socio-politically, yeah, there might be a war, but don't worry because we'll have the worst patriotism you've ever seen yet. It's been going down for a while, bro. Military's gonna have to clickbait with feet pics. Like, imagine signing up for the Navy because you were promised free feet pics, but then you never got it, and then you had to serve your time. Yeah, it didn't happen to me. And come on, they can't jail all of us for dodging the draft. Yeah, this generation isn't going to Mars, but they'll be super obsessed with space just like every generation is. There's gonna be a lot of people leaving the US, but more people are gonna be spread out everywhere across the world. There's gonna be Americans in China, and Indians are gonna end up in Africa, and Ohios are gonna end up in a wood chipper if they don't keep their mouth shut. And Gen Beta is gonna love socialism, especially with what's happening currently. And this will be the start of the period where it's just millennials and Gen Zs in power, so we need to make better decisions. I understand that boomers messed up this country and ruined it for the rest of us, but now it is our turn to fix it.